We have a grand guest, actually bigger than grand. He's a big bear guest, a sack artist, and an anime fanatic. He's, of course, Joey Bosa, star edge rusher for the Chargers. Joey, how are you doing? How did you like your introduction and sacking quarterbacks and watching anime? Do you have
Yeah.
any other hobbies?
Oh, those are a couple good ones. Thanks for having me, guys. It's always good to talk to you.
But Joe, any other hobbies? Is that just it? The
Oh
anime?
no, I have during the season. That's about it. But I just like being outside. I like to golf. A lot of my hobbies are gonna wait until after I'm done playing football because my shoulders are kind of dedicated to pass rushing right now, not swinging a golf club or doing anything like that. But I'd love to get a boat out in Florida and just spend as much time out on the boat and golfing as much as I can. Over these last, this is my 6th year. It's kind of all work all the time. So most of the time I'm trying to just stay focused. I'm not doing too much off the field. So that's where the anime and the video games luckily come in to keep me occupied.
I need to hear about a game between Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, and Joey Bosa in golf. I need that.
Yeah, no, I'm not coming out victorious in that game. That's for sure. No.
Is that Keenan coming out first? I hear he's pretty good.
I don't know. Herbert definitely has the best looking swing, I'd say. But I told him he had a nice swing because I saw, but he's like, "Oh, you should have seen where the ball went." So I don't know if it's going straight, but at least it looks good. Like most quarterbacks and kickers, they all have good golf swings.
Well, Joey, according to the internet, you got a new house in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. No boat yet?
Yeah, nothing's private anymore. Nothing, but. Yeah, it's now everybody has my address, so come on by and just kidding. Stay away, please. Yeah, boat is definitely going to have to be an addition there. Just a great spot. My mom found it and she just begged me. She was like, "Joey, this is your house. You need to buy this. This is the one." And it was the first one she showed me that I agreed with her. I was like, "You know what, Mom, you're right this time. This place is unbelievable." So I've been looking at some places for about a year now, and this is kind of a big move. I've been living in a townhouse, and I want my own my own space coming out of my garage every day and having all the neighbors and stuff. It's good, except when they want to complain about the hedges being an inch too tall, and I'm like, come on. Do you think I really care about my bushes right now? Like, I don't want to have this conversation. So
Joey, when you were inviting us, I was going to tell you, I'll bring the carne asada, Gilbert will bring the Modelo's, and we'll hang out.
Yeah, so it's a little fancy schmancy, but I have a whole wine wall right when you walk in the front door, so you guys can bring me some little cheapo bottles I can throw in there. I'm gonna just fill it with a bunch of crap wine.
we got you, Joey. But before we kind of ask you more questions about yourself, a few football questions, Joey. And I feel like we ask you all the time about these crazy Chargers game, but that Steelers game, is that up there one of the craziest game, or is that Browns game up there too, or can you even keep track anymore?
Yeah, no, they're all crazy. It seems like it's yeah. My coach, he's like, you gotta love it. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I guess I'd also love just winning and not having to stress out, but it does make the end and the victory that much sweeter to come out on top after just a back and forth like that. So yeah, it was a stressful game, but I mean, we're just coming out on top a lot more as of late.
Enjoying part of these kind of wild games. Usually Justin Herbert's having kind of a masterful performance. When you're on the sideline just watching Herbert kind of throw dimes all over the field, what kind of goes through your mind?
Keep doing it, please. Yeah, it's we just know we have to give him an opportunity, and more than likely he's going to make something happen. I think he made some plays with his feet this last week that we're going to have to see more of. I think him being able to get outside of the pocket and make things happen running the ball is huge because he really is a double threat type guy because he could I got a bunch of distractions around me. Chad.
Sorry.
But yeah, he's fast. He's deceptively fast. He can't shake shake anybody for the life of him, but he can pick up some speed. But yeah, he's always fun to watch. I'm so happy we got him.
Joey, I'm going to give you credit right now because you called it last year. When before he even started a game, right in training camp, you told us you guys need to watch this guy. This guy's throwing dimes in practice. You told everyone. How does it feel to be right and to obviously have Herbert on your side?
Yeah, I know. I guess I don't really think of it like that, but I do. I do think it's funny because everybody used to ask me about him, and I didn't know a thing. I did before even camp, and I was like, I don't know. I've never seen a snap. I've never seen him play it down. But you know what? He might be amazing. And luckily, it turned out he's pretty amazing. So here we are. I don't know where we would be without him, honestly. Going from a Phillip Rivers to a guy like Justin Herbert, it's just been a blessing to be able to play under two guys like that.
Joey, it's time to talk about you now. I saw a story that caught my eye. Obviously, like everybody knows that you're Ohio State. That's where you went to school. But were you at all close at joining Alabama? How close was that? I saw a story about you potentially. You were considering Alabama. Was that true?
Yeah, it was definitely a big consideration. It was my first offer, one of my first visits. They're the team that kind of set the whole recruitment process in motion for me. You know, once you get an Alabama offer, it's the floodgates kind of open up after that. You don't even have to be a good player, but you just yeah, we were there, me and my dad, and we were real close to. Well, I was really close to committing because we were just like, how does it get better than this? This is the top of the top. It was really early, and me and my dad tend to be a little impulsive sometimes, so we were like, all right, let's take a step back and maybe see some more options. And we went on some great visits and kind of visited everywhere, and it was still a close call, but I think just the group of people, the coaches, and everything fit for me at Ohio State.
So obviously we know that Nick Bosa as well, San Francisco 49ers edge or defensive end. Tell us a little bit about growing up with Nick. I'm assuming you guys were really competitive. What did you guys do besides working out and playing football?
Yeah, we were always outside messing around. Our next door neighbor, Joe Johnson, we were best friends with him and Andy. We were over there every day. They had a jungle for a backyard, and we were either playing airsoft or just running around either in the pool or swimming in the canal or doing this or that, freaking skateboarding, doing this. I mean, we had a bunch of friends in the neighborhood, so we'd be riding our bikes, riding our skateboards. We were always active doing something. Luckily, we grew up in the time of playing outside and video games. So after we finished our fun times outside, we'd go in and play Nintendo 64 or Xbox or whatever we had at the time. So yeah, we were always up to something, having fun, going on vacations with the family. I was probably, if we were doing anything competitive, if he beat me, I was chasing him around, making sure he was upset too, because I wasn't going to be the only one upset, obviously, being the big brother. So, but luckily, after a few years in high school, the old bully older brother changed, and we became real close friends, and kind of, I mean, we were always close, but I think once we kind of got to that, we were both in high school, we really connected, and just we played together that year, which was really fun, and we just were always up to something.
Joe, you got my attention when you mentioned Nintendo 64. My game was Super Smash Brothers. Did you have a game, you and Nick?
Yeah, we definitely played some Mario 64 a bunch. We played Mario Party a bunch with my cousins. Mario Party was probably the biggest game, because we'd always just play the mini games, like the blow up Bowser and the like fire jump rope and all those different games. Like, honestly, going back now, I'd probably have more fun playing Nintendo 64 than I would even as a kid. But yeah, it's I wonder if my grandma still has that tucked away somewhere.
And Joey, maybe I should do my research a little more, but I'm curious about the name Big Bear and Smaller Bear for your brother Nick, and I think Derwin James said that his mom calls them Pooh Bears. So a lot of bears
Yeah.
in that locker room. What's the name? How did you get that?
Yeah, it was just totally random. My friend Drew Hansen, he probably doesn't remember this at all, but it was just a random day, and I was thinking of Instagram, where I was making one of my social medias, and that's what he said. He's like, he just came up with that, and I was like, oh, that's good. And that's how it's stuck ever since then. I've kind of used it as my like gaming hand profiles or whatever it is. So it's kind of it's stuck over time.
Okay, we like it.
And then Mickey's not much smaller, but I guess age-wise,
it works. It's pretty catchy, Joey. And now that I remember, last year I tried asking you about Attack on Titan, and you told me there's not enough time in the press conference to talk about Attack on Titan. I won't make you kind of break it down again because it sounds like there's so much going on that anime.
No, yeah, there's way too much.
But what got you into it?
I don't want to spoil anybody.
Yeah, that too. No spoilers. But are you watching anything else or just Attack on Titan?
No, I've watched a whole bunch of things since then. I try to mix up my live action intake with my anime intake. I'm actually watching Sopranos with my trainer Todd right now for the first time. I've never watched it. It's great. We're nearing the end of the second season now. I love it. It's funny watching it because it's like watching real families and like real people. So you just get so connected to the characters. Most of them connected in a bad way because they're unbearably evil, but it's a good show. And yeah, Attack on Titan's final season part 2 should be coming out in January, hopefully, if there's no more delays. And then I've read ahead a little bit, but I'm just trying to be patient and just experience it on TV for the final episode. So
have you watched any of the new Disney Channel, the Disney shows like Loki and all this other stuff? Have you watched any of those?
I watched Mandalorian last year, and I haven't watched any of the. I'm kind of out on the Marvel game.
It's a lot, huh?
Yeah, it's just Disney ruins everything, so I'll just let them.
I love
their dirty money grubbing mitts on everything they can.
I love it. Joey, obviously we're in the holiday season. I gotta ask you, last year during press conferences you would make us hungry talking about some of your mother's holiday dishes. So I gotta ask you, what are the holidays like in the Bosa household, and what are some of your main dishes that you like?
Yeah, so usually she'll do the big ham, and she makes crepes, which is a random thing that we do every year. So we have like leftover crepes that we heat up that are just ridiculous for days on end. And then the last few times she's been doing that's like an Italian thing, 6 fishes of Christmas or whatever it is. So there's 6 courses, and she does a bunch of different types of fish. Like it would be a salmon appetizer, and then a cod, and then lobster, and so it's just an absolute feast of seafood. So that's been fun. I've been enjoying that. But other than that, it's probably a pot of gravy with meatballs and pasta and all that. All the fixings. A lot of food, though.
It sounds like it. Before we let you go, though, I got to ask you the easiest question you'll probably ever be asked. Who's going to win the national championship this year?
Oh, God. I mean, I probably should say Ohio State, right? But, yeah, that'd be fun to watch. You know what I really am hoping for? I hope Cincinnati can sneak in the top 4. Because Luke Fickell was my defensive coordinator at Ohio State, so to see them possibly play each other would be pretty unbelievable. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, no, exactly. Especially with they're kind of an underdog, so it'd be fun to watch somebody like them get on. Joey, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you jumping on with us. Obviously, do you know a little Spanish?
Oh gosh, I took 7 years of it, and I know hola. I can probably count to 10. Gracias. I've got the 101 first day list. That's about it. I know more Japanese at this point.
Oh, really? Oh, because of anime. Well, this is called the Compas. Compas means buddy, friend. So we see you as a compa.
All right, you're my compa as well. It sounds like I'm calling you something bad, though.
No, it does not. We appreciate it, Joey.